Hello my darlings. So today I will be reviewing a few very unique fragrances for you. But before we do that, please don't forget to subscribe and of course follow me on Instagram. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to my boyfriend's channel, Ray, because we are doing Vlogmas together. He's posting very often as well after a very long break, so don't miss out on his videos where I make appearances as well, and we have a lot of perfume content for you. And of course guys, hit the notification bell so you are notified when I post, which is very often. My schedule is completely crashed this month, but I hope that's okay. January comes, we'll be back on track, but since it's Vlogmas, I'm trying to post just as much as I can. Also, welcome back my natural hair. I think I lost half of it. I mean, they just got chopped off because of the bleach, so I'm rocking with this, but the color is coming together. This is basically my natural hair color already, so I'm very happy about that. Enough rambling, let's get into those fragrances because I have a lot of samples to share with you. So first I want to share my thoughts on the fragrances from Siordia Parfums, and this is a beautiful niche brand from Russia. And yeah, I am very excited for this. The brand is owned by Ekaterina, and she is a very lovely, talented lady who has such a creative mind, and you're gonna see what I mean when it comes to the fragrances. They're so creatively made, from the name to the whole concept. So let me start. This is the packaging that I got, and I have, I think, 8 fragrances here. So let me start by saying that the whole line is just so interesting because we have a whole range that is dedicated to The Witcher. I don't know if you watch it, The Witcher on Netflix. By the way, it's based on a Polish book and a Polish game, so go Poland for that. At least for once we did something great. So yes, if you haven't watched The Witcher with Henry Cavill as The Witcher, go ahead and check it out. I know it's more of a fantasy thing, so not everyone may be into it, but I love it. I personally love it. So yes, it's on Netflix, and there's a whole line of perfumes dedicated to each character from The Witcher. Also, there is some line that is dedicated to Harry Potter, as I saw, because I saw the Philosophic Stone, stuff like that. And also there is a line dedicated to Game of Thrones, which I also personally love, and I know that many of you love as well. So I have 4 fragrances: House of the Lion, House of the Wolf, House of the Rose, and House of the Dragon. So of course, if you watched Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon is dedicated to Targaryens. Then we have the Rose, which is dedicated to the House of Tyrells. Then we have House of the Wolf, which is of course the Starks, and House of the Lion, the Lannisters. So again, this is more of the, like, you know, the fan-based line, but the fragrances are very nice. So even if you didn't watch the Game of Thrones, I think you're gonna like them. Alright, so let's start with the Lions, so the Lannisters. Here we have a fruity leather musky rose fragrance, if that makes any sense. We have grapes here and grapefruit. It's very interesting. You get that kind of a wine smell. It's like red wine. To me, it has some smokiness to it as well. It's really nice. There is some rose in the background, and I do get that musk, but it really actually does remind me of like an old castle, and you know, people sitting by the table eating those grapes and drinking wine, and the fireplace is burning right by it. This is the vibe that I'm having. Beautiful winter appropriate fragrance actually, and it's super duper unique. It's done so uniquely. It's definitely an artistic fragrance, you know what I mean? They all are very unique and artistic, but this one, it just gives you this whole vibe, like sitting by the fireplace, you smell the fire from the wood, you know, the wood burning, slight smoke, the grapes. Very good. They all have great longevity, by the way. And this one I really like. So that is House of the Lion. Then we've got House of the Rose, so the Tyrells. And this is basically a green, rosy citrus fragrance. It also does have some apricot to it. So, you know, you get more of those tropical vibes. This is so pretty, guys. So pretty. It's fresher. It's more of a summertime because, of course, Tyrells are from the, you know, the piece of land that was warmer. So, you know, you get more of those summery vibes. It's lighter, it's uplifting. To me, it's very feminine. Slightly green. Very, very pretty fragrance. I love it. Very, very beautiful fragrance. I love it. Perfect for summertime. It's rosy. It kind of has that Chloe Eau de Parfum vibe, but different, if you know what I mean. It does have that vibe to me. That beautiful rose, fresh, fruity, citrusy, love it. Okay, now we are moving on to the House of Dragons. So we have Targaryens, and this is a sweet floral coffee smoky fragrance. You can expect it to be smoky because, of course, the dragons, right? So there's a lot of smoke to it, but also it is quite tropical because we have champaca, we have smoke, of course, we have oud and ylang ylang. So, you know, you get a lot of tropical touches combined with smoke and coffee. Very interesting fragrance. Let me actually put it on a blotter because my hands ain't free anymore. I've tested so much of it that I'm almost done, but I do love it apparently. You definitely get a lot of coffee, in my opinion, to my nose. The oud is a very smooth one in the background, just beautifully anchoring the fragrance, and a lot of ylang and champaca. Lovely fragrance. If you love ylang ylang, you're gonna love it. If you like coffee, you're gonna also love it. To me, it actually leans slightly gourmand, the fragrance. Lovely one. And the longevity, again, fantastic. So let me move on to the last one, which is the Wolf. And that is, of course, the House of Stark. And the wolves are mossy, woody, and animalic. No surprise here, I would expect it to be like that. This is definitely the least favorite of mine. This leans very masculine, it's very earthy, very strong, definitely does lean animalic as well. But it really has a vibe of a winter castle, you know what I mean? Like, it almost smells like dust in the castle. Like, I wouldn't wear it on my own, definitely not, but for artistic purposes, it's done to perfection, in my opinion. You get that moss scent, there's wood, yeah, and animalic. Woo, strong one, very masculine, but I think on a dude it actually might smell very nice. So check it out for your guy, maybe, why not? And now we are moving on to these fragrances. I have 2, 4, 5 of them. And this is like no particular line, I think, if I'm not mistaken. They are all very different and they don't have a specific range. So we have fragrances like Apricot Soul, we have Summertime, we have Moon River, Silk Vanilla, and Guaguin. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I don't know if you can see it. It spells like this. But let me actually start with this one because I must say I am a fan of it. So this one is a tropical white floral fragrance. It has amber, it has woods, it has tiare flower, and also some mango. And it is honestly so pretty. So pretty. If you love fragrances like Fleur de Portofino, like, you know, those summery yet deeper fragrances, this is gonna be just fantastic for you. So pretty. Slightly fruity from that mango. It's sweet but very white floral and very much of those tropical florals. I get so much of the ylang ylang. It's almost like creamy of a fragrance. It's really, really lovely. I personally adore this fragrance. So that is Huggie, I hope so, from Siordia. Next one we have is Summertime, and this one also has mango to it. And Summertime is a citrusy, fruity, sour fragrance to me. Actually, it smells like Nimm 2. It's like a German sweetie. I don't know if you know it, but to me it smells exactly like it. It's the smell of my childhood. It's fizzy to me. Really, really pretty. It has mango, it has cherry, frangipani, and cannabis. So definitely a summertime one. So let me just spray it. Yes, to me it just smells like that sweetie, you know, the Nimm 2, Nimm 2, Take 2. Exactly like it. It's like orangey, fizzy, slightly sour. It makes my mouth water. Very fruity, sweet, fresh. So nice. It just reminds me of a color orange. That's what it reminds me of. It has great longevity. I do really recommend trying this out because it's so unique. So that is Summertime from Siordia. Next one we have Apricot Soul. And I didn't think it will, but it is actually my absolute favorite from the whole range. And Apricot Soul is a almond fruity fragrance. It has quite a bit of the nuttiness, kind of like Ananda Dolce from Mikolev. It also has nutmeg, osmanthus, so you get that slight peachy effect to it, and lime in the beginning, so you also get some freshness. Let me actually spray it on my arm. I like it so much. So good. It's so good. Apricot Soul is definitely my favorite. You know, I love that almondy nuttiness to fragrances, and this one is mixed with so many beautiful sweetie touches to it. Tropical but enveloping. It's like all in one. You can wear it in summer, you can wear it in winter. It's just gonna work. It is just gonna work. So Apricot Soul is my absolute favorite. Absolute favorite. I do love the other ones, but I think this one is my number one of the whole collection that I received. So yes, that is Apricot Soul. Next one, we have two more, and I have Moon River and Silk Vanilla. With Moon River, we have milky cacao of a fragrance. This also has some haze, some sandalwood, so it's a very complex fragrance with a lot of supposedly clashing notes that actually do work together in this one. We also have bitter almond, coconut, we have cinnamon, vanilla, tonka, so many in here. So let me just spray it here. Oh, this to me is like a fruity, gourmand, milky fragrance with a lot of cacao. I really do like it. This is definitely one of the most unique fragrances, but it's definitely a gourmand as well. So if you are a gourmand lover and you love cacao fragrances with some fruity touches and milkiness and vanilla, I think you're gonna be obsessed with this. This one is definitely one of those gourmands that are super unique. Everyone is gonna ask you what you're smelling like, what is this fragrance, because it's that unique and artistic, but it's still wearable to me. Like the wolf one from the Game of Thrones collection, it's not wearable for me personally, but this one, still super unique but very wearable. I hope I make sense. But yeah, very sweet one, milky, creamy gourmand with cacao and coconut and some tropical touches. So it's just beautiful all in one, you know. Moon River, fantastic one. And last but not least, I actually thought this would be my favorite, but it's not. It's not the love of mine. And this one is called Silk Vanilla. And Silk Vanilla, to me, it just smells a little bit vintage. It does have coconut, it does have champaka, it does have honeysuckle and tonka, and of course vanilla. But for some reason, maybe it's just my skin chemistry, it just doesn't work that well as, for example, Apricot Soul or Moon River. Yeah, it just, the very dry down is nice because you get that woody vanilla. It's very nice and interesting of a vanilla fragrance, but there are some notes that for some reason do not work on my skin together. Maybe it's that champaca, I don't know. On me it smells quite vintage, so it's not your typical vanilla for sure, so be aware of that. If you love champaca, I think you're gonna still love it, but for me it just didn't work. So yes guys, that is the full review of the all Siordia perfumes that I got. My absolute favorite is definitely Apricot Soul. I also love Guagin. I also do love the whole Game of Thrones range, with the exception of the walls. It's just too much for me. And yeah, basically all of them are absolutely lovely, super duper artistic fragrance brands. So if you are on the market for, you know, very interesting, unique, different fragrances that you have never smelled before, I think Siordia is the way to go, because they have just super unique fragrances. So I really like it for that. Definitely a different kind of brand, not something that we are used to. This really deserves to be called a niche. This is niche to the core, guys. Niche to the core. So I highly recommend checking them out. And now I have 2 samples and 1 bottle of Maison Matine. Very beautiful brand, very like boho chic, kind of indie, you know what I mean? They have a beautiful concept of the brand, so I highly recommend checking them out. I will link their website below where you can read about them, because they really do create fragrances with a purpose to it. So, you know, in general, it's a lovely, lovely brand. And I kindly received, as I said, 1 fragrance and 2 of the samples. And I got Avant Lounge by Maison, and look at the bottle. I mean, guys, look at the bottle. And all the bottles are different. They have different creations on them, so it's super, super nice and unique, and I love the touch. So this one, to me, it is their most gourmandish fragrance, if I can say it that way. However, this to me smells absolutely like better version of Zadig and Voltaire, This Is Her. This to me is just straight up This Is Her, but very intense. Actually, I am very surprised with the intensity of these fragrances, because I didn't think they would be that strong, but they really are strong. So yes guys, this is super beautiful. I really love their packaging. They're so fun and so rebel, as the whole brand's concept is very rebellious. I really, really like it. They also have bio alcohol in here, so you know, these fragrances are definitely safer for your body. I highly recommend checking them out, and they are actually very, very nicely strong, which was quite surprising for me. This to me simply smells like Zadig and Voltaire, This Is Her. Okay, so next one we have Bain de Midi. I'll insert the name here because I don't know. But this one I just love. This is such a beautiful tropical sweet fragrance. We have coconut, bergamot, tiare flower. We have gardenia and ylang ylang and vanilla and musk. I actually have it sprayed on my fingers. I love it so much. Guys, I love it so much. Out of all those more tropical fragrances, to me it's even nicer than Intense Tiare from Montal. It's just more uplifting and sweeter, not as like powdery and potent. This one is more wearable, so I really, really like this one. And again, this is quite a strong fragrance, so very nice, guys. This one is very nice. If you love those, you know, tiare, coconutty, suntan lotion fragrances, you need to get this. I will be definitely getting this one. And the prices are very, very decent as well, I must say. So for what you're getting, it's so, so worth it. So that is Bain de Midi. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I butchered it. And the last one, which is actually my favorite, is Pum Pum. Or Pom Pom. No, it's Pum Pum, because it has double O. So Pum Pum. So Pum Pum is just so divine. This is a fruity scent. Here we have mandarin tree flower, we have orange kiwi, orchid, freesia, rose, musk, sandalwood, ebony, and vanilla. So you have a nice woody vanilla dry down and just such a beautiful fruity punch. Oh my god, guys, this is so good, so fresh. I love it, and so sweet and so feminine. You definitely do get freesia and kiwi. Oh my god, this is so nice. I love this one. This is so uplifting, so fun. But Bain de Midi, also amazing. So like Bain de Midi is kind of like, you know, Soleil Blanc by Tom Ford, Terracotta from Guerlain, this one from Erin, I think it's called Hibiscus Palm, I think so. And this one is like no other Pum Pum. I love Pum Pum. Oh, it's just so uplifting and fresh and beautiful and feminine. I love it. So guys, you absolutely have to check out both brands, because that is it of my ramble about them. So I will link everything below. So every fragrance from Siordia that I talked about, as well as Maison Matine, everything that I talked about, as well as if I have any discount code for you, it always is below. Okay, so always check the description box. And that is it for today, guys. I absolutely love you. It was so fun to create this video, and see you in my next one. Bye.